Well, for more on this story, let's speak with Ruben Vardanyan, who is the state minister of Artsakh. Mr. Vardanyan, thank you for being with us on France 24. First off, I'd like to ask you, can you give us a sense of what the situation is for the people of the Republic of Artsakh currently with this blockade?
First of all, I want to welcome everyone and say big thank you for all French people who support us and the French government. I really feel very warm about your support. 120,000 people in the winter. We don't have a fuel, we don't have medicaments, we don't have food, and the road is closed, shut down, and we have divided families. We have a couple hundred kids who left in Armenia without parents. We have kids in Artsakh with the parents were stopped in Armenia. That's why we have a lot of non-Artsakh citizens who've been visited Artsakh, and they now blocked here also. So the situation is quite tough. At the same time, the people who live here believe they fight for their independence. That's why they stay strong and energized, and despite all the challenges and all the difficulties, we feel unified between the government and the nation, and we feel very strong. But despite all the pressure that Azerbaijan trying to create to us, we become more stronger in this blockade.
And the people running these protests say they are activists raising awareness or protesting against illegal minings at the hands of Armenians in the region. What do you make of this?
Look, we yesterday with the government and the management of the company issued a joint statement saying we are ready to accept any international based ecological experts to come and to check our mining factory, because we believe it's operating the best standards. And we also said we want to be not only our mining business, but the entire region will be checked by international ecological specialists, but not just we, like you name it, is ecology activists, which we all found this is not the real ecology activists. Most of them is the students or people who serve in a special service in Azerbaijan. And by the way, if the people in France are interested in check how many times any ecology protest happened in Azerbaijan during the last 10 years, they'll be surprisingly found zero. So I'd show it's organized by Azerbaijan government and not a really ecological movement.
I'd like to turn now to your personal story in this story. Before you became the state minister of Artsakh back in November 2022, you held Russian citizenship, and you were a businessman in Russia. You had both citizenships. So I'd like to ask you, what made you choose to be involved in Artsakh politics and to move to Stepanakert?
Look, Armenians living around the world. We have a big diaspora in Russia, in France, in America, many other countries. And we always feel connected. And Artsakh for us is not like for people who live in Artsakh. Artsakh is a homeland for the entire Armenian nation, because the founder of Armenian alphabet, Mesrov Mashtots, started his teaching the school in Artsakh, which is why for us is a symbol of Armenian heritage, Armenian culture, Armenian DNA. That's why I've been doing many projects during the last 20 years. And I felt after the war, the 44 days war, that this is the most challenging time for people who live in Artsakh. I realized I want to be with people who really get big pressure from Azerbaijan, and they need to feel that they're not alone. We're with people who also have a roots to Artsakh, but been living in other places. And I found this is the time being responsible for your own nation, for your own homeland, and try to help people who are really suffering in current environment.
And there's been accusations recently that Russia, in its role as a peacekeeper in this region of Lachin, isn't doing enough. From some opposition politicians in Armenia, for instance, that it's failing in its responsibilities to this region. Is that a sentiment that you share?
You know, I've been following peacekeepers' work in many countries, including the French, sent many times in Africa. Well, we all know it's usually a very limited number of the soldiers, it's a very limited mandate and very limited weapon opportunity to use. We have a limited right to use the weapon. This is why I understand the people's disappointment. At the same time, we also need to recognize without bigger mandate, stronger mandate, without bigger number of the soldiers, without more clear rights to defend ethnic minority, the Armenians who live in our own homeland the last 35 years, fighting for our own independence, there will be no future. So I don't have a blame them. I just want to see. I think it's blockade show where it needs to get bigger and stronger mandate from also UN.
Well, Ruben Vardanyan is the State Minister for the Republic of Artsakh. Thank you for being with us on France 24.
Thank you.